There was a horrible flood at Camp Mystic and Sarah and her whole cabin are missing. I go numb. I know in my heart missing means dead, but I don't want to believe it. I see pictures of girls getting rescued in helicopters and my soul searches for that feeling of relief. Hoping, praying, begging, pleading that her parents will get to put a blanket around her shoulders and give her a warm bed to sleep in to recover from the ordeal. The night of 4th of July, I lay awake in bed. I refuse to check my phone, knowing there might be news. My mind races. Finally, at 3 a.m. I check. She's gone. That little girl so full of life will never take another breath. I silently scream into the void to not wake my kids. I sob, I almost throw up, and text family. Finally, after hours of crying, the morning breaks and am able to relay the news to my family. She is gone. The rest of the month is a blur. None of my family members have been sleeping well. We are all sick, still today. How could this happen? As we try to cope, the news won't relent. Everyone is pointing fingers and some of them have really good points to make, but it all just makes me feel worse. Their points about climate change, the failures in emergency management, the local failures of warnings. The articles keep coming. The nation turns its eyes on the tragedy and there are even seriously unkind and untrue things being said about the girls. I'm still in shock. My life is so intertwined with theirs and now it's a wreck. It's all ruined. All I can think about is how Sarah was sleeping and was told to stay in her cabin during the rain and got trapped by the vortex of water from the creek and river. I keep imagining her terror. The cabin filling up. The counselors saying they told us to stay here, the realization when the water started going up a foot a minute that they might die, the moment the car got swept away, and the final moment the girls were swept out. That darling, beautiful girl in the freezing water, in the dark, screaming, terrified. I don't know how long it took her to die. I don't know if she was struck by debris, caught in a whirlpool, or drowned in Dick's car. No amount of information or blame will fix it. Nothing will fix it. There is a hole in my heart the size of the Texas Hill Country. And now what? The country moves on, everyone goes back to their lives, and my family members' lives are ruined. They are coping beautifully, but this is the worst thing that could ever happen. How could it be? I feel so much terror all the time about that sweet girl dying such a violent death. When I imagine her pretty hair floating in the Guadalupe, it feels like it's been kicked in the chest. Now I have to learn to live with this feeling, and I truly don't know how. The following story, this may or may not be helpful, but I'm going to share it in case it is. TW sexual assault. I had a childhood friend raped and murdered when I was in high school. She was found in the early morning in an empty lot near her house. The details were gruesome, horrifying. Like you, I could not escape scenes playing over and over in my mind of what she went through, how she felt, what exactly happened, so much blood. But she died of strangulation. How long did she suffer? How much was she conscious for? I couldn't stop. And being only 17 myself, it hit me so hard. Eventually, I stopped writhing in fear and resistance as the scenes would come. I started watching them. They started to feel like my own memories. It started to feel like I was there with her, in her utterly alone, utterly helpless, utterly afraid. And I just sat with that feeling whenever it came up. Weirdly, it slowly started to feel like healing as I came to terms with what had happened, as I relived all the possible variations over and over again. It was like a mourning ritual, a way of being with her through it somehow after so much mourning. Such an outpouring from her community. And knowing many others were going through what I was going through, and worse, it started to feel like we were all in that darkness together with her, even as we grieved in countless moments alone on the shower floor, or in the pitch black of midnight, or in the car, and a particular song comes. Oni felt that collective grief transcend time and knew viscerally that she isn't alone, wasn't alone, and at least, while we relive the horrors in our dreams, for her it's over. She has peace. I don't even know if that all even makes sense, but I guess I'm saying the trite sounding thing. There's no way out but through. Once you open your arms and embrace the darkness, at least you're freed from the exhaustion of fighting it. You will never be the same. Life will never be the same. But you will, somehow, find a way to live your life around this incomprehensible reality. The depth of your grief opens new heights for your experience of love. I'm so sorry. I hope this helped in some small way or at least didn't make things worse. The following story, nothing we can say will bring any of those beautiful girls back. But just know every mom has not forgotten you. We see their faces when we see our children. We to see think of how horrible those moments must have been for them. We hug ours tighter BC somehow it feels like if we hug them hard enough those girls can feel it too. Our lives continue, yes, because we have to. But tragedies like this stay with people even if they don't have loved ones affected. I still think of that terrible murder case where the mother left her toddler at home to starve to death while she partied in the Caribbean for over a week. I was physically sick to my stomach. Her daughter was only a few months older than my oldest. I cried for days for that poor little girl who screamed and screamed for help that never came. I know it's no different for these poor young Camp Mystic girls. There came a point where they knew their fate and there was no one there to hold them, help them, save them, just empty screams in the dark, and it's crushing. Please know that every parent is still very much with you and your family. Even though you can't see us, we hold each of you in our hearts and would gladly have given the shirts off our backs if it would have meant your niece and her friends would come home. We're with you. We are still here. I'm glad you reached out. Keep reaching. Keep leaning. We won't forget them or you. Please try to seek counseling. It may help you with your journey forward. Hugs to all of you struggling to pick up the pieces of this terrible, terrible tragedy. Just a note, since there was actually a Sarah lost that day, I would recommend you choose another name in your post out of respect for the other family also grieving. I'm sure they share some of your sentiments but may not be comfortable with the public post. Heartfelt condolences to all of your families.